Our journey to here, Canada's newest motorsport circuit, began here in a helicopter that allowed us to play billionaire while taking in the spectacular views at the top of Vancouver Island's famed Malahat. We headed over rugged terrain to a circuit literally carved out of the forest, a place for drivers to stretch themselves in relative safety. This infant of a track is stunning from the air. 19 turns, 2.3 kilometers, a counterclockwise road circuit built to FIA standards. Inclines as steep as 11.5 degrees. Downhill slopes up to 12 degrees. Beyond the track, a 15,000 square foot main building has 4 garages, a full kitchen, a bar, 3 meeting rooms, a 14-screen control room, the clubhouse, and 180-degree views of track, trees, and mountains. Nearly 3 years ago, this man, Peter Trevick, and his partner Sylvester Chang, they were in Las Vegas, and they came up with the idea of creating a private club to offer dealership clients a place to drive without getting a speeding ticket. Crazy!
It is, and what's even crazier is a week after I come home, 10 days after I come home, I get contacted by a local car club. And they say if we would sponsor them in the Cowichan Valley, and we would sponsor them building a go-kart track. And they had this property right over there, 12 acres, where they tried to do a go-kart track on Vancouver Island. And when we looked into this, they couldn't get their financing straight, they couldn't launch the track. But we were able to buy the 50 acres that you're standing in here today and build the Vancouver Island Motorsport circuit in the next 2.5 years.
Yes, Trevick and Chang are car dealers with a vision. Their Gain dealership group on Vancouver Island has 9 stores, 11 brands. That's where the money comes from, approaching $30 million spent so far with plans to expand. Eventually, they will double the size of the track by going into the forest. The vision? A little Nürburgring of North America. Even now, though, it's a demanding technical circuit.
I doubt there will be people being able to master this track and say, I got it 100%, if they've not been on the track for a long time. And I think this is what's going to be the beauty of it, where they say, I own a car and I'm a CEO of a company, I can come over here and enjoy myself and always find a new challenge because the nature of the racetrack.
Relatively mild Vancouver Island weather means the circuit can stay open year-round. Like any country club, private members pay for their privileges, $48,000 up front, with the number of members capped at 499. Corporate members pay $100,000 for a comprehensive package. Annual dues, of course, $4,800 for individuals, $10,000 for corporates. Big numbers, but while members certainly pay to play, Trevick says it's not all about the money.
The investment is not meant and is not made to be a profitable business. This is not trying to say we build, we sell the $499 memberships and we run away and we do the next track somewhere else. This is our dealer group's playground for our customers, and we will have and operate this track in 10 years, in 15 years, and in 20 years.
There's golf clubs, there's tennis clubs, there's all sorts of clubs. This is a club for automobile enthusiasts. Nowadays, with the punitive laws that we have in Canada for driving on the street, something like this makes perfect sense because it's a place where you can take your car and run it knowing that you don't have to look in your rearview mirror for a blue light.
Like a real Moneybags member, I exhausted myself on the day, roaring about in half a dozen very fast cars, each different, all demanding my attention on this challenging track.
You actually have a track that you can take your car and fuel your passion. And I can't even imagine what this is going to be in 5-6 years down the road.
And I think people will learn to drive on this, and if they have driven for 2 years and learned how to drive, they're worthy now to go into phase 2, because phase 2 will be power, long straights. It will be speeds that a beginner should never be at. And only people who are ready at that point should be going on the second phase. And that will be in 2 years. So it will be the Hockenheim or a small copy of the Nürburgring, where you have the infield and you go into the green hell, into the forest of the Cowichan Valley, and you drive up there. And as a driver, when you have the windows open, you can feel the difference in temperature. You can feel the moisture in the air. You can feel down here the noise of the Cowichan Valley. Up there you go into a serene forest to drive your another minute and a half before you rejoin the first phase.
So from this to this, with more planned for Canada's newest multi-million-dollar driving circuit.